So next up, podcast listeners, targeting kids. Target is tuck friendly. So I just want to say this. Target, ladies and gentlemen, you know, the department store Target, has decided to put an entire section in its store for clothing for Pride Month. And included in that section is our clothes, I should say, for trans kids. Now, you heard that correctly. It's not clothing just for adults. They have an entire trans kids section, including for babies. Babies. I'm not even talking about just kindergartners. I'm talking about like babies. So imagine being some sort of woke, nutjob, left-wing idiot and going to Target and buying trans outfits for your baby or for your child. It's disgusting. And then in addition to that, Target, of course, is going to carry bathing suits for the dudes who want to wear, you know, women's bathing suits, and they are tuck friendly, apparently. I think that is the process by which, what, Chris? What happens? I guess you tuck your package between your legs and, you know, or something like that, or you just go freebasing, you know, with that, you know, and you just let it all hang out. And so, as you can imagine, with the Budweiser stuff, right, where you have this massive pushback, and Budweiser sales, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, are down 28%. 28%. That's catastrophic for a major brand. And they're staying at 28%, and I hope it continues. I do. It's the only way to teach corporate America to stay out of politics and to keep their hands off of our children. In addition to that, though, now you have Target that's doing this, except that they're actually targeting children. I mean, Budweiser is beer for adults. Okay? And the adults didn't like what they did because they're like, you're attacking my values. But Target's like, well, we're not just attacking your values. We're trying to groom your children. And what I think is remarkable is Florida passed a law that says you can't take your kids into a strip club, right? Or a drag queen show, which I think is good legislation because they're minors. So you can't take your child into a strip club because people are taking off their clothes, right? And they're sexualizing their bodies and all and so forth. So it's for adults. And drag queen shows are all about sexualization. That's for adults. So it's legal for adults. That's fine. But you can't bring your children in there, and children themselves can't go in there. Yet Target can sell clothing as a groomer organization, a groomer department store to children, an entire section, and encourage children to put on clothes of the opposite sex. Why would you do that if you're not trying to sexualize children? Of course. So there's a tweet of a dad, and he's in Target just for a regular visit, right? He's just like minding his own business. And he's there probably just to buy some regular goods, maybe deodorant, let's say, for example, or some shampoo or what have you. And he walks into Target, and right there in the front of the store is this clothing section for trans kids. And he's so disgusted. He's like, I got to get out my camera and I've got to like show people what's going on. And so this is only, I think, a 10-second or 15 or 20-second clip at the most. And it's just a dad, some random dad in America in a Target store going, you won't believe how this is being shoved down my throat. Excuse the pun. And here it is.
Kids section, baby section, like...
He's showing baby clothes.
This is the baby section, kids section of Target.
Baby section, kids section.
Like, it's crazy. Crazy.
Yep, that's a dad. He's like, this is crazy. It's a baby section of baby trans clothes. And here's the kids section of kids trans clothes, like, kindergartners, first graders, 4 years old, 6, 7, 8 years old. And he's like, this is crazy. And he's disgusted. And he's showing people. I've already talked to like 3 or 4 people about this Target matter. And I didn't even bring it up. They brought it up to me and they said, that's it. I'm not going there. And look, ladies and gentlemen, this is the only way we stop corporate America from shoving this crap into our lives and trying to take advantage of our children and groom them. And I really think we need to talk about this more. I really think we need to use that term. It's corporate grooming of children. That's exactly what it is. If we talk about it that way and call them out on that, I think they're going to be pushed back more and more by the citizens. It's just that people are so busy just trying to feed themselves and work and earn money. They're just like overwhelmed with this stuff. And I know someone said to me the other day, they're like, what do you think's causing all this? Like, what's behind this push? And was it you, Chris? Didn't you say it was like the ESG folks that are just pushing this stuff on corporate America and giving them a score or something?
Yeah, that's what I read.
Yeah, I guess maybe it helps them out with a score. I think we should do some research on that to find out. Apparently, there's some ESG score that you get, and then the far left activists look at that score that the corporations get, and if the score isn't good enough, they're going to go after the corporation. So the corporation, like Target, I presume, is like, oh, we're going to start hiring, with DEI and get the diversity, equity, and inclusion hires in here, and then those hires are going to go bring in a trans section for children. So there's a whole article about this. You'll read this. Feel free to look it up. And please don't go there. I would really appreciate it. Please don't go to Target. It's just ridiculous.